Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to say thank you for joining this presentation. And for those of you who don't already know me, my name is Sifa Dian R, and my last student number is 99. I'm from 6C. In this good opportunity, I would like to explain about types of syntactic constructions. Okay, I've divided my presentation into three main parts. The first is definition of syntactic construction, and the second is types of syntactic constructions, and the last is the examples. Okay, let's start from the first point. Definition of syntactic construction. Okay, so do you still remember the definition of syntax and syntactic construction? Yes? Okay, good. Because in the previous meeting, we have already done to discuss the definition of syntax and syntactic construction. But I just want to recall our memories about that. Okay, syntax is the study of sentence, or we can say syntax is a branch of linguistics that studies the rules that determine words, form phrases, and phrases form sentences. So, it can be concluded that syntactic construction is the grammatical constructions that can be in the form of sentences, clauses, and phrases. Types of syntactic constructions are divided into two types, depending on their distribution and their relation between their constituents. So, what is the meaning of constituents? Okay, constituents are all the words and phrases that make up a sentence. There are two types of syntactic constructions. The first is endocentric, and the second is exocentric construction. Okay, now let's discuss about endocentric construction. Endocentric construction is one whose distribution is functionally equivalent to that of one or more of its constituents. So, what is the meaning of constituents? Okay, constituents are all the words and phrases that make up a sentence. In endocentric construction, the primary constituents or constituents are comparable to the complete construction. Okay, it has a head or center. One of the words that links the other words syntactically, we usually call it as a head. Okay, usually compound word, noun phrases, verb phrases, and adjective phrases belong to endocentric types. Okay, the head word is important. So why? Okay, in the theory, all phrases have a head word, whether they are noun phrases or verb phrases. The head word indicates the overall meaning of the phrase. And without it, the words do not make syntactic sense. This is because all words in the phrase relate directly to the head word. So that's why the head word, the head word is important element. Okay, let's continue to the second types of syntactic construction. It is exocentric construction. Exocentric construction is a group of syntactically related words where none of the words is functionally equivalent to the group as a whole. So it is the opposite of endocentric construction. And in exocentric construction, there is no center or head. Usually, basic sentence, prepositional phrase, and connective construction are exocentric types. Okay, everyone, after knowing the types of syntactic construction, I will move to the next point, that is examples of endocentric construction. Okay. The endocentric word of a noun phrase is the most important word within the phrase, because as I said before, the head word relates to and gives meaning with the rest of the words that make up the phrase. For example, in the phrase 5 funny cats. Okay, let me explain. The word cats is the head word, and then cats relates to funny, to make funny cats, and 5 to make 5 cats. Okay, but the words funny and 5 do not relate one another directly. As 5 funny, it makes no sense. Okay. The second is cats and pigs. It is coordinate noun phrase. In the coordinate noun phrase, the head word the head words are 2, cats and pigs. Okay, the third is blackboard. It is compound word. So what is compound word? Okay, compound words when we put 2 words that merge together to create another word that combines attributes from both. For example, the word board can be combined with black to make blackboard. Okay, and then the head word in the endocentric construction is board, and the color, black, only modifies the meaning of the head. Okay, the fourth is there is wet paint on the bench. Wet paint is noun phrase and it belongs to endocentric construction. The word paint is a head and it may stand alone it may stand alone in its position. Then, the word wet is an optional element and it can be removed and without losing the basic meaning. So if we remove the word wet, it can be there is paint on the bench. So let's continue to the examples of exocentric construction. Okay, I have a sentence. John takes coffee. As I said before, that sentence belongs to exocentric construction. So why? Because sentences sentences are exocentric because the constituents function differently from the whole. So, in example, John takes coffee. There are no constituents that are comparable to the entire sentence. So, that's why the sentences are exocentric types. The second is the boy smiled, and the third, he hid behind the door and he kicked the ball. Okay, let's continue to the next example. I have one sentence. My uncle will go to Jakarta. So let's take a look at the sentence. We have three phrases. The first is my uncle, and the second is will go, and the third is to Jakarta. My uncle functions as subject. Then will go functions as predicate. And to Jakarta is prepositional. Okay. So, how many endocentric constructions in the sentence? Okay, good. There are two endocentric phrases in this sentence. The first is the phrase my uncle, and the second is the phrase will go. Okay. Uncle in the phrase my uncle is the head word. So, the word uncle has the same distribution with the phrase my uncle. So, the word my can be removed. So, it's just only uncle. And then the phrase will go, the head word is go. It has the same distribution with the phrase will go. So the word will, it can be removed. So it's just only go, the word go. And the third is to Jakarta is exocentric phrase. Because the phrase to Jakarta doesn't have the same distribution. So the phrase must be complete. The phrase category of the phrase to Jakarta is not the same as the central element category. Okay, it brings me up to the end of my presentation. So there are important lists of this material. Okay, the first is in endocentric, the words are syntactically related and it has head word. Okay, and the second, noun phrases, verb phrases, and adjective phrases belong to endocentric construction. And the third, in exocentric, the words are not syntactically related, so there is no head word. For example, sentences and prepositional phrases. I think that's all from me. Thank you very much for your attention. And if you have any question, please let me know. And feel free to ask me. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.